Hello my little goblins, we're back at it again with a brand new deck profile, and this one is pretty sexy. Let's talk about it. It's Orcust Runick, or Runick Orcust, not sure how, but it's like a 50-50 split between the cards, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have not played Orcust since the ban listing, which made Galatea go to 2. I think Harpora was already at 2, but I think this card might have been at 1 too. So both this card and this card both went to 2, which is massive for the deck because the deck, honestly, if you could run 3 of these cards, you'd be running 3. The card's that good. So if you guys don't know why Galatea is so good, the card pretty much searches out your trap, also can search out the field spell, which we're not playing, but also can search up our Orcust Return to draw cards. And it also can, one card, it can go into Dingirsu by itself, which is an extremely powerful effect. A non-targeted send to graveyard seems pretty good. It's not even monster, you send any card to graveyard, it's crazy. Playing a little small scrap package, not sure how this is going to really be. A little skeptical about this. But this card is primarily the reason why we are running Chaos Ruler. And Chaos Ruler, like I said, don't really go into it too much. I just looking at the deck, I can't see the deck actually going into it consistently. But who knows? But pretty much what you're going to be doing, I guess the only way you really go into the Scrap Raptor consistently is by using Scrap Recycler, send Scrap Raptor, go into Scrap Wyvern, and then that can bring back the Raptor, and then you get an additional normal summon on a Scrap monster. So yeah, that's the only thing I could really think of you doing this consistently. And I guess there could be some points in the match where you actually want to be doing that too. But yeah, the deck looks good. Let's see how it plays though. That's probably more important. So let's get into some games and then we'll talk about the deck at the end. Hello little goblins, we're here with game number 1 and we're playing against Dio. Oh ho ho ho, Dio. We're gonna go into our Runick so we can get Fountain. Unfortunately, this hand was very lackluster for us. Like, this is obviously not a hand you really want to be seeing. Pretty much in your opening hand, you want to see one of your Orcust monsters. And the reason why is one Orcust monster plus Yugioh can go into Galatea, and you can set up more plays like that. And you can also set up Crescendo too, which is really nice. But yeah, he's pretty much... we have a lot of answers for him, which is really good. And this draw we're about to get is massive because we fucking need to get something. Shit's looking rough for us so far. And we hit our Orcust Harpora. And we're gonna add a Girsu. This card's could be good discard fodder. We're most likely gonna be summoning Girsu. Yep, see, we can discard to return, draw 2. Summon Girsu, can send Skeleton now. He also has a secondary effect. So this effect, it spawns this token. This token cannot be used to make Galatea. But that is not a big deal. So the reason why it's not a big deal is because we can use this token to go into an IP Masquerena. And that's usually what we use the token for. Orcust. Now we can go into Galatea. Remember, our combat's skipped right now, and we're getting compulsed. We're just going to activate Smiting, because I have another card here we're probably going to use on his summon over here. That's the reason why we haven't used Fountain yet. It's getting 600 triggers, real fun. So we're going to use this Runick Cursing, and then we're going to stop the card from coming back. This card's really annoying because it really, like, here he has 2 welcomes. This is going to search out his last welcome. And he's already resetting one of the welcomes. It's just annoying. Just get rid of it. It's an annoying card to deal with. Then we're going to draw 2 cards. Draw 2. Nothing really that good. Freezing's good. Because it could stop, if he draws another Ariana Grande, we could stop her from singing. Can never forgive her, you know? For the atrocity she committed by being with Pete Davidson. Kidding. Alright. We're setting up Orcust Return. The only reason I got Return is because we have Crescendo in hand. And he has Dimensional Barrier. That's kind of annoying. So this is actually going to prevent you. Oh, because this card doesn't work on Link monsters. Okay. And he top decks Ariana Grande. We have a stop for it though. Later, bitch. And then we have a stop for this. He's just getting absolutely... He's a control deck, and we're controlling him 10 times harder than he's controlling us. Like, this whole point of this deck is just to make people quit the game. But I like the Orcust in the deck, because it feels like you're doing more, you know what I mean? Like, you actually get to, like... A lot of games, most games I don't deck people out. Most games I just kill them with the Orcust monsters, because it's just powerful, you know? Orcust returns, then Nightmare. He doesn't want the smoke. We're gonna pretty much draw 2, summon Scrap, and full combo again, right? And remember, we got 2 Dingirsus. We can keep dude, it's crazy. We can just keep recycling everything and sending everything to the graveyard while we're playing Runick and melt. We're having pretty much 2 win conditions. The 2 win conditions is decimate our opponent with just control. And then decking them out. And the other one is just killing them straight up because the Orcust monsters can link into powerful shit, you know what I mean? But let's get into the next one. Alrighty, we're here for duel number 2, and I'm gonna have to speed this up. This is a 24 turn duel, and we're playing the mirror, except he's not playing Orcust, he's just playing pure Runick. This shit brutal, but we have Runick tip in hand. And he uses Destruction already, which is actually super fucking good for us. We just have to hope he bricks. Like, we have to hope he bricks with the draw he just did. Activate. The reason why I did Runick Fountain before anything, not even for the draw, because I'm not drawing until I use Destruction, right? I did this, so if he had Destruction... he would use it on that, and then I could just play the next one. Like, he would just jump the gun on it or something. But we're going to do Destruction here. We actually hit a Runick tip. He's also playing a bunch of Floodgates like a fucking loser. See, we don't play any Floodgates in this deck, which makes it way more Chad-like, right? Like, dude, I'm telling you right now, people would way rather play against this than play against the one playing... Dude, like, Skill Drain. There can only be one. Rivalry of Warlords. Oh, he goes into Baguska. He can't attack, so he's stupid. I mean, he's not stupid, but I don't want. Man, I'm a little too mean, huh? I feel like I'm a little too angry to people. I just say things. I don't actually mean them. We're going to Galatea. We're going to get Dingirsu. Dingirsu's gonna fucking beat his ass over here. Bam, and our battle is skipped. For some reason, I didn't think it would be skipped that turn. Like, we didn't go first, right? Did I play one last turn? Yeah, if you guys just missed what happened, he just ultimate slayed by Dingirsu. And he's trying to... And then he Destructions, which is fine. It's actually completely fine. But the problem with him Destruction, right, is... I have another one in hand. So it's really not a big deal to me. We can go into the Dingirsu again. I'm actually not even going to play my Runick cards here. Because I don't want to... I don't want the battle phase to skip. I'm just going to beat him with my cards. Because he's limited on... He doesn't play that many monsters. Then we can Ash, because, again, he doesn't have the Ama Watada, whatever the fucking card's called. So, GG, get fucked. Look at him. He probably thought this was going to get his card back. Doesn't work. Your skill drain's fucking you over. Thank you. I love to see people suffer. So the reason why we destroy that, this is dying next turn anyway. Doesn't really matter. Dead. Plays Dimension Fissure. Actually fucks me over a bit. It's actually kind of rough. We're gonna beat his ass with Scrap Recyclers because, you know, give him the 1, 2, 3, 4 punch. He sets 2 cards. Okay, whatever. He flips over. There can only be 1. We drew Scrap Raptor, which is great because it's a dinosaur. But then he plays fucking this card, and I can't break it. The thing that's good is he doesn't gain any life points from it, which is actually really good for us. Okay, we're just skipping through everything because this is boring. Jesus. Alright, so this is where I think things get a little iffy here, right? We're gonna special summon this monster, right? I'm gonna normal summon Maxi. And I actually used this effect. This is probably really stupid. But I didn't mean to send it like this. I forgot Dimension Fissure is just gonna destroy it. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Well, we go into Chaos Ruler. Our battle phase is skipped. But we have something threatening on board now. He's gonna smiting me. I think he's trying to deck me out, which is fine because we're on different game plans. Like, I'm not trying to deck him out. I'm just trying to beat his ass at this point. We go Nightmare Phoenix. This is actually a game, I'm pretty sure. We go into combat. We pop this, but he activates, right? And he had freezing. So if he did not have this Runick card here, if he did not have this last Runick card, this was game. So we attack. So this is the thing. This is something for you guys to know. So this card pops when it dies, right? It pops a card on the field. So you have 2 options here. You attack with this, right? Like you could attack with this and threaten lethal. But then he just pops here. Or you could attack with this and then he has to choose between popping one of these to save life points or just popping this to get rid of the big card. 9 times out of 10 they're just going to pop this. So you're better off just attacking with this. He's never going to pop your fountain. Never gonna pop that. This card's irrelevant, right? It's kind of irrelevant right now. He activates Runick Tip. We have Ash, and he can't call by the Ash if he even has it. And then he activates another freezing to special summon another. He plays 2 Moonin, I guess. It's kind of hard to tell. Well, skips his battle. All I have to do is put something over 2k on the board, and we're good. I'm going to activate Runick Tip to get Destruction. And then I'm going to activate Destruction. Destroy, there can only be 1. Because I don't want... The reason why I don't destroy Skill Drain is because I don't think... I'm not going to be able to kill this, and he's going to be able to gain life points back. So I'd rather him just suffer with me. And honestly, the Dimension Fissure is kind of fucking me over, too. Alright, he ends his turn. Now it's back to me. We go into Longirsu. And since we didn't draw any other monster, and our Harpora gets banished, we just have to truck along. He ends his turn, and we finish him off. So we win the mirror against a deck I feel like should beat us. It felt pretty satisfying, I'm not gonna lie. It felt pretty damn good. Hello, we're here for game number 3, and our hand is looking pretty decent. So we're gonna go into Huggins. Huggins is gonna discard our Nightmare. It's gonna get Effect Veilered. Is what it is. Well, we can normal summon this Harpora. It's not the end of the world. This is why this deck, remember, it's Orcust Runick. There's half the deck's Orcust. So if you get stopped in your Runick game plan, it's not that big of a deal. It frees up space for your other game plans. So we're doing some Orcust shenanigans. which is going into IP Masquerena. We set the Runick Freezing Curse, and we're Gucci. So we're playing against Live Twins. So the game plan of playing against Live Twins is you just want to lock out their combos. So here we're gonna stop Blue Bitch from searching. And then he's gonna activate Secret Password. We're just gonna stop that. There is an argument for banishing this, but I kind of want to keep on the field. So he's going to get Live Twin home. So when he activates this, he's definitely getting the pink, right? Obviously. So we're going to activate IP Masquerena. Like, we have to do Nightmare Unicorn. Normally, I like going into... Honestly, going into Unchained Abomination's fun. So you go into that a lot, but we have to stop this, or else we're going to lose. So, Crescendo is going to allow us to search, but we have a lot of gas on our side right now. We bring back Galatea. Galatea activates her effect. Bam, search. Slap him. We go into Dingirsu. Dingirsu sends a trap. It's actually a cross-out designator. Probably didn't need to destroy that. But hindsight's 2020. So, not much you can do about that. We're going to go into Galatea. And we're just going to end the turn there. So now we have a lock with Crescendo because we have Galatea on the field. And we're going to just keep recycling cards because that's what this deck does. You just get incremental advantages by this. He's going to Solemn Warning. And we're going to Crescendo the Solemn Warning. The reason for that is I want to use these cards to go into Unchained. Remember, I don't have a battle phase this turn. So this is why we have Unchained in the deck, is because when you're skipping battle phases, it's nice having a pop, right? So we're recycling a bunch of cards. We're going to battle. Oh, never mind. We do have a battle phase this turn. Boop. Then we're gonna end the turn, but this is part of the reason. If you don't have a battle phase, ooh, that was nice. That was a really nice draw. If you don't have a battle phase, like, you can go into Unchained Abomination and get free pops, so you can just start removing shit off their board, which is nice. So here he activates Monster Reborn. I could have technically activated Slumber to just see what I could have drawn into. Oh, you're about to see one of the worst plays in history. I leave this in here because I'm not a bitch and I don't care about showing my mistakes. So he plays this. I activate Slumber. I end up drawing 3, right? Like, look how much back we're into the game. We got Tip. Search for the Destruction. Remember, I slumbered the zoo. So right now I'm in, like, Mongo Runick mode. Since I'm using the Runick cards now, my brain cells have dropped, like I'm down to, like, I was at, like, 80 IQ. Now I'm down to, like, 33. Like, I'm drooling at this point. And I decided to use Flashing Fire while he's under the protection of my own card. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm not an idiot. We're going to draw 2. Skeleton can search. This is not a big deal. It only has 1 material, so it's really not... It doesn't really matter. Going to Dingirsu. Boom. Get rid of his cards. Well, we can't go into combat. We're so ahead, though. We have Runick Tip, so we can search for any fucking interruption we need. Double Destruction. So if he gets his this card, we can destroy it. And yeah, I mean, it's just pretty much over. Good sport for letting me get the actual hit on him, though. But you see, we haven't really... Dude, I'm telling you right now, we don't really deck out people that much. We usually just kill them. Alright, guys, we're here for game number 4, and our hand is looking rather scrumptious. I'm gonna play Huggin. Huggins going to activate. So here the reason why I sent Crescendo is because we have Return. I want to use that on Nightmare, and then I can normal summon Recycler, and our graveyard would be full with Orcust shit to do. So we're getting Gamma. It means we're not playing Runick. So now I'm like, okay, I'm not playing Runick anymore. So different game plan now. Draw, scrap. And you know what? Now we're playing Runick again because we top decked Runick Fountain off of the. Dude, you know how scumbaggy this is? Like top decking this shit. We get our trap. So now we're gonna be able to. Probably I think we're gonna go for the IP play, just so we have something else to do. This probably wasn't necessary though, and the only reason I'm gonna say it's not necessary. And by the way, instead of this access code talker, I think Mech Knight Avermax might be decent, because that probably win you the game by itself a lot of the times. But he's gonna go for a droplet. I negate this just because I just don't want IP getting hit. But it was pretty obvious he was going to go for this Harpies. So we go into Unchained. End step. We pop his card. Boom. He has like nothing. He has nothing, and we have Unchained Abomination. And Crescendo. We're going to add Harpora. Activate Harpora's effect. We're actually running out of cards right now. So we need to actually go into this Galatea. And he just concedes. We're pretty much going to... I think he was thinking we were going to set trap, but we didn't have any more traps. So we were actually going to just set the spell. It was pretty much Galatea's the other recycled cards. And then I was actually thinking about going into Dingirsu and just adding a banished card to the Dingirsu just to have some recurrence for next turn. Because we can't attack this turn anyway, because we used cards. Hello, everybody. We're here for game number 4 or 5. Who knows? I think it's 5. But I hope it's 5. We're already 21 minutes recording. Jesus. Damn. So if you're wondering why I didn't spawn the token, it needs to be the only card on the field, like monster on the field, for you to summon the token. So we're going to activate Runick Tip. And then we're going to play Fountain. And we're actually, I think, if I remember correctly, yeah, we're just going to special summon so we can activate Return to draw 2. And we drew a Fountain and a Flashing Fire. So we could deal with anything right now. Playing against Megalith. Actually, it's a really weird deck. He's playing like a 45 card, like Megalith, Adamancipator shit. I don't know. Not familiar with this shit, but we crescendo the Hagalith, and then he activates Fusion Fossil Fusion, which is kind of annoying. But again, Flashing Fire, pop. We're gonna activate Fountain, because honestly, if you ever played Adamancipator, they don't really play back row cards. The only time ever gonna be using Runick Destruction is to, like, I don't even think there's really a card I can use it on. Unless I wanted to just pop Fossil Fusion, just to pop it for the banish effect. But, yeah, he goes into this. This is not a big deal, though. None of this is a big deal. You're gonna activate Crescendo. Remember, Crescendo can add banish cards. So, Girsu, like, this is reason sometimes getting Girsu banished is a pretty good thing, because then you can just add it to your hand. This is so gross, dude. Oh, I think I do have big misplay here, but the reason why I do the misplay is because I was experimenting. So I did this for you guys, for the fucking people out there. I was curious because I wasn't sure if the World Legacy token counted as a monster for the Orcust return. But I think it's because you have to send it to the graveyard, and this card technically can't go to the graveyard, it just disappears. I think that's the reason why this doesn't work. I think any other, if it didn't read exactly like that, if it just said destroy or something like, or tribute, you'd be able to just use the token, but you can't. So I end up using this, and I sacrificed my own Galateo, which is a fucking dumb fucking move. And I pretty much, when I did it, I was so fucking pissed, because then I top decked 2 Runick Destructions, which are absolutely useless cards. God, it tilted the shit out of me. They're just useless cards in this matchup, really. I think we did see a trap, though, right? He actually does play some traps. It's a really wacky deck. This is Duelist level, I think, 18 right now. Like, in this match. So, like, it's not even like we're playing against idiots. Alright, alright, so we did this to just draw the 3 cards. Because the destruction's just really bad. We want to kind of reset. Then we do Runick tap. Okay, this game's over. Boop, strike. Yeah, it's pretty much just, it's probably over by now. Our opponent's probably not going to concede, but it's pretty fucking close. 2. It's so gross. We just activate Call by the Room just because we can. So now we're on just a Runick game plan, right? Now we're just Runicking the fuck. We had our opponent spend all their fucking resources dealing with our Orcust shit, and now we're just Runicking the fuck out of them. Scrap Wyvern. This is a stupid play. The reason I do this is because I'm just trying to get cards out of my hand so I don't have to discard 2. So I'm like, okay, well, let me just do this so I don't have to discard 2. And then I get Harpies. Kind of annoying, but I have a Runick Fountain. Then Lava Golem. Again, none of this is a fucking issue. Pretty sure we can go into combat this turn. Bam. So the reason why we didn't do anything else, we actually just out of Orcust cards in the deck. Yeah, we were just out of Orcust cards in the deck, so there was really nothing I could even do there. It's kind of annoying. But, yeah, GG. Get fucking smoked on, dude. Hello, everybody. We're here with the last match, and our hand's pretty fucking juicy. Like, we have literally everything we want. We're gonna activate Flashing Fire to play the Huggin. Huggin's gonna send our Orcust Return for Runick Nightmare. This is actually a very good exchange for us. The reason why it's a good exchange is because we want Tip. Because we don't know where our opponent's playing, right? And this will pretty much allow us to... we could search for something in the deck that can counter them. So, like, if they're playing a back row deck, we can search for Destruction. If they're playing monsters, we can search for negates. Like monster negates. So we're going to max him immediately. Cosmic Cyclones are trapped because he knows he can't... Doesn't matter. If he Cosmic Cyclones here, I can just Crescendo. So here he activates Watering Enchantress. He's going to get Right. So I'm like, okay, well, Right's really annoying. We're going to Runick Tip here. I'm going to Runick Tip for Destruction. Because I could stop him from getting Griffin. And then that pretty much... And it stops him from getting the Equip spell too. Has fucking Griffin in hand anyway, so... Maybe I jumped the gun a little, but... And then we're going to IP Masquerena. So this is important. This is an important interaction for you guys to know. So when we're going for an effect to destroy something on the field, remember Unchained Abomination, when you destroy something on the field, this card can also destroy something on the field. This is also, like, his Wandering Griffin is going to be active and live. This is going to allow me to chain block the Runick draw effect with Unchained Abomination, because even if he negates this effect, right, it doesn't get destroyed because of IP Masquerena. So this is actually a really powerful play that my opponent has no idea that's about to fucking entail. So right here, we block him from using Ash or anything, or using Wandering Griffin. He's going to use Wandering Griffin on this, which essentially does nothing. Goodbye. Draw 3. And the game's going to be pretty fucking rough for him now. He's playing Scareclaw. And I actually don't even think he's playing... I think he's playing this pretty well still. I kind of wish I had Destruction for that fucking card, but... Here I'm going to activate the Blacksmithing Hammer. I don't even bother going for the Ash. I probably still should have. Yeah, I probably should have done. No, there's a reason. There's a reason why. He's going to be able to go into the boss monster, and the boss monster's effect that summons from the graveyard and searches can get stopped by Ash. So that's the reason why I didn't Ash. There's a reason for that. It's just so I don't die. He goes into IP Masquerena, and then here goes his boss. So remember, his boss is under IP too, which is kind of annoying. So now we Ash this. Yep, that's the reason why. Kills my card. Alright, it's literally not the end of the world though. Activate another Runick Foul, and he just concedes because he doesn't want to deal with Runick, which is understandable. But I actually think he had a decent shot at that game. The only thing I'm going to say is I had 3 Scrap Recyclers. I could have gone into Symbol, then Symbol could have brought back... I pretty much could have gone into Access Code Talker, and then I could just pop this whole field. So that was gonna... He was probably going to be fucked, to be completely honest. He was definitely probably not winning that. Well, actually, Access Code wouldn't destroy him, but I could just attack over him at that point, right? Like, I could pop his back row stuff, and then just attack over him, and then he's stuck with, like, no cards compared to my fucking 30. Like, it was not looking good for him. You know what? My battle phase are skipped too. So I'm not 100% sure. I feel like we are gonna win that regardless. So maybe Access Code wouldn't have been the play, but I think I could have. Honestly, I think I could have just gone to Galateo. I don't know. It's kind of tough. I will say I could go into Galateo and try and bait him into the using the ability, and then I could crescendo his ability and then banish the card. So that could work. It definitely would have been tough though, because like the Girsu wouldn't work. Yeah, I think it would have been tougher than I thought. I think if he played it out, it could have been a really good match. I think he could have had a shot there. Maybe. I don't know. Hello everybody, I just want to say thank you for watching this far into the video, and it's much appreciated. And I would also appreciate if you guys could subscribe. I put out tons of content, a lot of YouTube like deck profiles and stuff like that. So if you guys want to subscribe, actually, you know what, just fucking subscribe. I'm gonna beat your ass if you don't. Okay, this is a violent threat. Also join the Discord. If you don't, I'm gonna beat your ass again. How do you feel about that? Probably not too good. Let's talk about this shit though. How'd the deck perform? The deck performed. Honestly, I felt like I knew it was gonna perform insanely well, but it was like ridiculous. And I think it's just because it's playing Runick too. But like, dude, it just decimated everyone. I literally lost one game, and that was a Runick mirror match again. Because, dude, the matchup, dude, if they're playing the pure control variant, where they're playing all these floodgates, it definitely gets hard to win that, to win those matchups. Because essentially it's a race to whoever can deck each other out first. So that I literally only dropped one game. I climbed from Duelist rank 16 to Duelist rank, I think I hit 18. And that was like an hour and a half playing. That was like, I mean, these games are kind of long. You know what I mean? But we only dropped one game. It was like, we just steamrolled everyone. But the games were long. Like I said, these games take a while because a lot of thinking. And when you're trying to deck people out, so, you know, that's a pretty long process too. But what I like about the deck, I like that the deck wasn't 100% reliant on Runick. I like the fact that Runick felt like it was just like a supporting part of the deck. Like, it didn't feel like the main aspect. Like, it felt like, oh, I have a Runick game plan and I have a Orcust game plan. And if I was playing pure Orcust, the Orcust game plan obviously would be stronger. So you gotta think about it like this. You're kind of doing two things like mediocrely, right? So when you play against a pure Runick deck, you're gonna obviously get fucking smoked because they're doing the Runick game plan and they're all in on it, right? So most of the time you're gonna lose the Runick game plan. The only way you win that shit is if you get them off of their field spell, right? You keep them off their field spell, you shut them down, and then you destroy them with your monsters. Because obviously your monsters are superior to theirs in every way because they're just running the fucking Amawata or whatever. So it's really a tough one though. Like, also going first helps crazy too. If you go first against them, it definitely helps like crazy because you can set up crescendo and all this other shit, which ends up helping a ton in the long run. But at the end of the day, you're running two different game plans mediocrely. But the thing is, even since the game plans are so powerful, even running those game plans mediocrely, they're still good enough to beat a lot of decks. Like there's so many decks I've played against, like some I didn't show where they just conceded so quickly because like they stopped all my, like, let's say I started off doing all the Orcust stuff and they end up stopping it with like Ash and then Effect Veiler and Imperm or something, and it's like, okay, well, I'll go into Huggin and get my field spell, and then I have 2 Runick cards in my hand that you have to play against now. Or I'll Runick Tip, get my field spell, banish top card, and I also have like another 2 or something cards in my hand that can stop you too. You know what I mean? Like, you're pretty much playing all the good Runick cards. You're not playing any of the bad ones. Like, okay, never mind. You're playing 2 of the bad ones. You're playing Slumber and you're playing Smiting Storm. And literally, you're playing Smiting Storm. You're playing these cards pretty much for an extra name for Runick. But also, you're playing them because they help in the deck out part of the deck. So if you're playing against a control deck, these cards obviously become a lot better. Because they just do. They're more dominating. Also, Slumber is pretty good against control decks that are trying to like do one for, like, think of Labyrinth. Obviously, Slumber is going to help you protect your monsters against Labyrinth, so it's not that bad either. But mostly we're using them for the name, just for the name. But I don't know. The deck's really good. I prefer this way over just doing pure Runick. I actually haven't, I'll be honest, I haven't tried that pure Runick, like, control version. But I can already tell you I would get very bored of it. Just because I flip up this trap and this trap. You can't play the game. Time to deck you out slowly. Dude, your opponent's just going to concede. They're not going to let you even do that. They're just going to concede. I could tell you right now, if someone did that to me, I'd probably just concede and say, fuck off. Like, I'm not playing. Like, if I know I don't have an out in the deck, why would I continue? So, I don't know. I thought it was fun. I think the deck, the ratios were really, really good. I don't think I would change any of them. But the only thing I was a little iffy on was the Scrap Wyvern, Scrap Raptor. If you were replacing this, I think you probably replaced it with an Orcust card. Hold on. Damn, fucking stupid. Maybe you add another symbol. You can add another symbol, or you can add a Brass Bombird. There's also you might play around with Babel too, but the thing is, like, you most likely you want Runick Fountain up because it creates a lot more pressure than Babel, but you do have access to using another really powerful field spell. It's a tough call. It definitely is a tough call. But I think everything else, I think the extra deck was fine. But if you remove the scrap out of the deck, so you remove Scrap Raptor out of the deck and the Scrap River, if you do that, take out Chaos Ruler and you could put something else. You could either put in another Gary, you could put another Huggin. I don't think you need 3 Huggins though. You could put another Gary. I'd probably do another Gary. Scale of 1 to 10, let's do this. If pure Runick right now is dominating as hard as it is, I'd probably say pure Runick is like a 9 or a 9 point, like close to a 9.5. I would say this deck's a 9. Like, there's not a single deck I played against that I didn't feel like I was in a very good position to win. So I don't know. I can't think of a deck that's actually, only pure Runick is a deck that would actually beat it. Because pure Runick's really hard to beat. But other than that, I don't find the issue with any other deck. I don't know. How about you guys try it out and let me know what you guys think, because I think the deck's bonkers. So yeah, sorry for the long video, but let me know in the comments what you guys want to see next, and goodbye.